Hey everyone, I believe we are live streaming. I am so excited. We have a good one for you today. Yes, yes, yes. Let me just adjust everything here. Make sure I can see everything at once. Let's see. I don't need to see myself. You guys, looks like you guys can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Just comment hello in the comments here. Let's see. Yeah, comment in the comments here, hello, just to make sure that you can hear me. And if you have any questions or anything, you can put them in the comments. Also, if you're here live with me, you can put hashtag live. And if you're watching the replay, then go ahead and put hashtag replay. I'm just gonna make sure my mic is all set up. I think I'm all good. So instead of coming into the Zoom, if you can just participate on the page in the group, that would be awesome. And speaking of that, I am always here every Thursday, unless I'm sick or traveling. I like to travel a lot, but I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. So for something new and exciting. And today we are going to be talking about how to be certain that premium clients will find you. Okay, so this is going to be really exciting because a lot of people are out there just doing, giving away cheap things or discounts or something to try and get clients. We want premium clients here. This is a high ticket services that sell, right? The business growth blueprint. There's a formula to show you, there's a formula and ways to bundle your value, bundle your knowledge, your wisdom, your expertise in order to charge more instead of trading those hours for dollars like most people typically do for their services. What I show my clients is how to take all their knowledge, all their wisdom, all their expertise, bundle it. So it's super valuable for people, gets amazing results for their clients. So they're able to charge a premium for it. And we're not going to go deep into that today, but anyway, this is how to be certain that these premium clients will be finding you if that's what you're up to, or if that's what you want to be up to. Okay. So if you want to be the perfect match for premium clients, then you have to know who you are speaking to. This is key. Okay. And this means that you understand your audience and you are able to clearly deliver the exact message that will resonate with them deeply. Because I've spoken to so many prospects who are they're not really clear on who their ideal client is. That you can't even begin to expect them to be attracting their people that they're really wanting into their business. So today, I want us to be really clear on who our premium audience is, okay? Are they made up of millionaires who will be able to pay up front? Are they the top 100 CEOs of today? Probably not. They're probably parents. They're probably people with relationship problems. They're probably your average person wanting to lose weight. People like that, right? People who are suffering out there, who have a problem that they need solved. Maybe their children have learning disabilities, or there's so many wide range of people out there, right? And people who have needs that they need to get their needs met by you. What results do you deliver for your audience, right? For your ideal client. So it all depends, right? What is your knowledge? What is your wisdom? What is your expertise? And who are those ideal clients that you want to typically be attracting? That doesn't sound very right. That doesn't sound right. Who you want to typically attract, or who you want to be attracting regularly, right? Who are going to pay that premium price and who are ready to solve their problem that you can help them with right now, right? Because you don't want it to take months or years. You want them right now. They're ready now. They want to hire you to solve their problem. So yes, we do want to work with people who have extra cash, or if they don't, they're at least resourceful enough to be able to pay a premium. Because I often say it's never about the money, okay? It's always about how committed are they to wanting to solve their problem, okay? That problem that you can solve for them. Does that make sense? So more than that, though, like we want to work with people who are committed to the success and are ready to solve the problem that they have right now. Make sense? So these are people who have a vision, but they're just, sometimes unsure of how to get to where they want to go. Hey, Denise, how's it going? Awesome. Okay, sounds good. Cool. Thanks for joining us. So, these people, they already have that end in mind, and they just need help in clarifying their goal, maybe by walking through a step-by-step process that will take them to that desired outcome. Does that make sense? So, there are those who they understand that in the long run, it's really more expensive not to take action now by solving the problem now than to pay $3,000 or even $10,000 for your valuable service. Okay. And there's a way to communicate the value around what you're offering in order to have somebody think that that's a bargain, believe it or not. So I know some people are like, oh my God, $10,000 for what I have to offer. I've got clients, that have much higher offers, but their clients are also different and their problems are different. So it just depends where you are, but it's typically with the people that I work with, it ends up being between 3,000 and 10,000. Okay. So a premium client is someone who values your expertise and is ready to follow a proven strategy to get them from where they are to where they want to be. Okay. So I've always seen myself as a premium client first and foremost, right? Not because I have the money to pay for a high ticket coaching program or offer or things to solve my problem. I'd rather not. But sometimes, because I have that vision, I want it quickly. I want it as quickly as possible because I see that there's major costs to prolonging it. There's consequences, right? Positive and negative. But the longer I could see the longer I waited to be able to set up my business, for example, properly to get the right people finding me, calling me, and paying me, the longer it took me to get people finding me was money I was losing as time went on, right? And a lot of people think, oh, I'm just gonna use my time because I don't have money to figure it out, but then it can end up costing them way more in the long run because they're investing their time versus getting resourceful, finding the financial resources to invest in someone that can show them how to set it up quickly so that they can start making that money. That's one example, right? Another example might be, if they have a child, let's say that has a learning disability and they're starting to, or let's say, okay, actually, Peggy, you're a good example. I saw you, I think you're on here. Anyway, Peggy is a speech therapist, right? And she shared with me that if kids don't fix their problem when they get to those teenage years, it could start to affect their social life and they could start getting bullied, right? Just think about it. Kids are mean, right? So they could start getting bullied because they're not fixing their speech problems. And, everybody knows with social media and with the kids and they're so mean, right? And being bullied, that can really affect them later on in life. That's a huge problem that a lot of parents would rather avoid if possible, right? So if they can hire someone that's really good at helping their child fix their speech quickly, they would be willing to pay a premium for that. Okay. But there's a way to communicate the value around it to have them understand that this needs to be fixed now, not in the future, now, not through free resources over time. And some of them will go that path, but when it's urgent enough, when it's something that a parent is just I want to avoid that at all costs, that would be a cost to them to have their child bullied and possibly even commit suicide, right? I mean, it could really affect them. That's the worst possible thing. Then that means that speech therapist is literally saving kids' lives. That's a huge, huge, huge valuable thing that parents would be willing to pay a premium for. Does that make sense? So, I mean, it can be applied to almost anything. All right. So anyway, who you're looking for, who you want looking for you, how to be certain that premium clients are going to find you is you want these clients that are ready to invest, right? I'm ready to invest in my dream because it's what I am passionate about. Or I'm ready to invest because I need this fixed now. Right. And for me, it's I'm passionate about helping entrepreneurs to package and deliver their services and understand these proven strategies and set up the proper system so that they can have time and money freedom to do what they love to do, right? That's what my passion is. And it's so fulfilling and satisfying and rewarding for me to help people achieve that for themselves, right? Because this will just help them, which will help other people, their clients and their families, and so on and so on and so on. And it's like, the money's great too, because that allows me to keep going, and that allows me to have my time freedom as well, and money freedom to do what I love to do. But it also gives me the time freedom to be able to go deep with my clients, to get them those results, and so on and so on. I mean, it's so much better overall, right? So anyway, that was a really long intro into it. So I'm ready to dive in to how to be certain that these premium clients can find you. Okay, so the first thing to remember so that premium clients will find you is to not come from a place of fear and need. Okay, do not come from a place of fear and need or scarcity. Okay, a lot of times that starts creeping in, especially if you've started to get into your business, but because you've never had a business and we've all been programmed our whole lives to be workers, you're starting to create a job for yourself. There's a way, but everything's kind of up here in your blind spot, and you're trying to figure it all out and piece it all together, and crickets, right? The clients aren't coming, or people aren't reaching out, or not wanting to know more, right? And that can start to create fear, and it can start to create doubt, and it can go on and spiral out of control. And then you'll start coming across as desperate or needy, right? And so we want to avoid is getting to that place, or getting out of it as quickly as possible. Like, probably might need, if you're at that place already, you might need to hire someone to like get you out of it and shift you out of it. But anyways, because if you're coming from that place, right, it's going to come across. That's what you're going to be putting out, and nobody wants to work with somebody who is coming from that place, right? And by this, I mean, you shouldn't appear needy and ask people, please buy from me. I need to sell this ASAP, or I will go broke, right? Don't be begging people for their time or be running after them like crazy, right? That's going to just repel premium clients, because they surely wouldn't want to work with a desperate mentor, right? Or, that energy will just drag them down, right? Instead, premium clients will be looking for a coach or a mentor, or, someone to help them, right? Who is sure of their service, right? Sure of what they can offer, that it shows in her delivery, right? She doesn't need to apply like sneaky techniques or provide a long list of achievements that she's done or accomplished, because she knows how to position herself as the go-to expert. Okay, so you have to believe in the value of your offer, especially if you're a service-based entrepreneur. Okay, you'll probably deliver life-changing results for people. You may not even know it. Actually, today I had a call with a realtor. She's been a realtor for 26 years. And she came on the call saying she wanted to do like something completely different, that she wanted to mentor people about something that she didn't even know how to do herself. And I'm like, well, that's not going to work. You can't do that, right? Like that, you have to bundle your value around what you know and what your expertise is. And I said, you've been a realtor for 26 years. I'm sure that you've figured some stuff out along the way that could save maybe new realtors some time or money or aggravation, right? So why not create something around that instead of something that you don't even know? And she had never even thought about it, right? So that's part of the good things about having, conversations, or having somebody around you that can give you that perspective, right? Like sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, and you can't even see it. But now, like, if you, maybe that's not life-changing results, right? But in a way it is, right? It is life-changing. Like if you're a new realtor, and instead of taking 2 to 3 years to figure it out, they could hire her for the shortcut, maybe set everything up in 2 to 3 months, give them all the answers they need and the support around how do you get the right clients, buyers, sellers, investors, finding them, right? She's done it, so she knows, she's the expert in that. So setting something up around that. Anyway, I'm going to have another call with her. We'll see where it goes. But now, think about how you're going to deliver that, right? Through your messaging and the content that you put out there for your audience to consume. Okay. If you're like a weight loss coach, for example, and you just say that, to lose weight, you need to consume less calories. Okay, well, who hasn't seen that before, right? A premium client, when she hears you, would probably not even bother to take a second look because she's probably heard the same thing over and over again, right? But if you get very specific on the outcome that you deliver for that ideal client, then you'll definitely get her attention, right? If you can get into her head and use like the exact words that she's been lying awake thinking about at night, right? Like get into their psyche, right? The more detailed your messaging is, the more specific it gets, the more, of these specifics, people who have been looking for answers will see you as the solution, because you're able to articulate exactly what they have in mind, exactly what they've been thinking about. And actually, again, I would think it was Peggy again. She's like, you read my mind. Like, it was like you were eavesdropping on my conversations with my husband and my best friend and all these people I've been talking to. It's because I've done the work to figure that out, right? And that's what I teach my clients to do, is how do you get into the psyche of your ideal client so that they're just finding you and wanting to work with you. It's like, you don't even have to do anything. They're just like, I need to work with you. How can we make this happen? Right? Very easy when you've got everything set up properly and your messaging really resonates. Does that make sense? So let me know if you're with me. If you have any questions, type them in the comment section. And then we will move to number 2. I'm just going to check here. Okay, looks good. So number 2, the second thing, actually, let me just get a sip of, I'll do my tea. 1 sec. Okay, cool. So the second thing is to speak to the problem and the desire of your audience. Okay, so speak to the problem and the desire of your audience. Okay, so some people only speak directly to the problem, meaning that they just elaborate on how terrible it is to be in a marriage that's falling apart, or how frustrating it is to be a parent of a child with autism, to not be able to communicate effectively with their child. And you go so deep into that pain and expose all the symptoms, but you can't stop there, because your premium client is someone who is ready to move out of that terrible situation and needs to hear you talking about solutions. Okay, step-by-step processes. Okay. Like, your premium client is really driven by a desire to achieve. Okay. They're not sulking in some dark corner of the internet, right? Or they might be, if it's that bad, and they're just like praying for you and sulking. Okay. I get a lot of that too. But if you're not set up properly, how are they finding you, right? They're probably out there praying for you, but they just can't find you. Or your messaging isn't resonating, like what we're talking about. So they just glaze over and they miss you, right? Like they want to make an impact on their families, their communities, or larger population. They want to get better and they're ready to take action. So understand that your ideal audience wants someone to speak to them in a smart manner, let me just preface that by saying not a technical, right? Because I don't know if I want to even go into this, but again, okay, a smart manner, not with like a condescending tone, and not too technical too. Okay, so because not everybody is going to understand your tech speak. Okay, like there's certain speak that people might understand in your industry that the average person or your ideal client may not understand. So that's not going to resonate either. Okay. And I could go on and on about that. We're not going to go there today, but anyway, there are people who have what it takes, and they just need that encouragement and reminder along the way too. Okay. So you're not telling them how to run away from all this horrible experience, but instead you're reminding them of their tremendous potential to do good and to help them to harness that capacity, right? It's really about reframing your language so that you address the desire of your audience instead of zeroing in on the problem areas. Okay, does that make sense? Type in the comments that makes sense. I think it does. So for example, okay, I hear people saying that by following this method, you will regain what you've lost, type of thing, right? So that statement implies that your audience has lost a great deal and is in need of help to recover. Okay. You're now speaking to people who are at the losing end, and they may not necessarily be your premium clients. Okay. Because your premium clients might be thinking that, that they've not really lost anything. Okay. They might not even know that what the problem is. Okay. They might have symptoms of the problems and not really realize that those are symptoms. They may think that those symptoms are the problem. And then, but as the expert, you will be able to uncover, like, no, what's the real problem that has these symptoms showing up. Okay. Or that they're not really like in the business of regaining what they've lost because it's already a done deal. Right? Like they've since moved forward and are now looking to start something new. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So anyway, a lot of people, they don't know what they don't know. But then when your messaging really resonates with them, it'll really hit home because they're like, this is what I've been thinking. Like, how does she even know? Because end up knowing them better than they know themselves. Okay. So you really need to evaluate how you view your audience and then how you're really speaking to them. Okay. So let's go on to number 3. The last thing that is going to help you be found by your premium clients. Okay. And I'm not talking about going and cold calling people or whatever. Like, they can find you when you communicate your message effectively, so that it really resonates. They're going to be finding you. Okay. So the third thing is by building real relationships. And I'm not talking about over long periods of time. You can seriously build a relationship with a prospect, with an ideal client, with someone finding you, calling you, and paying you in as little as 24 hours. Okay. I've seen it even faster. I've seen it like within 12 hours with certain clients. Yeah, I can think of at least one instance. It only took 12 hours. Okay. From the time they saw me to the time they enrolled and became a client. Okay. Never heard of me before. Okay. There's a way to build relationships, real relationships with people, establish you as the go-to against all the competition, establish trust, the know, like, and trust with someone never knowing you before, to becoming a client in 24 to 48 hours, typically. Okay. There's a way to do that. So the person who's going to pay you $3,000 or $5,000 or $15,000 for your service will not be some random person who's just going to come in and buy. Okay. It's very strategic. There's a way to do it that's very strategic to get the right person, not a random person, the right person, the most ideal person, right? That has all these things. Okay. They need a personalized experience and something that will make them feel like they are in the right place. And this is the perfect fit for them. Okay. This is something that I offer during my 45-minute calls with people who book a call to speak with me. And it's free, by the way. So if you want to do that, you can book a call with me. But I offer very specific feedback, okay, on what they already have going on in their business. I take a look at what's working and what isn't working and provide recommendations on how to scale that business. Okay. Whether they work with me or anyone else, I will give the exact steps to take that they will need. Like, I'll ask a whole bunch of questions, just like a doctor would before prescribing something. I'll also assess if we would be a good fit to work together. And if not, then I'll point them in the direction of someone who I might know that can get them there. But I'll look at all the things, right? And what they want to create and all that. And if it's a good fit, I'll invite them in. If not, I'm going to give all the steps from where they are to where they want to go, whether they work with me or not. Okay. Doesn't matter. But if I can see it based on the questions that we answer, and 99% of the time I can. But if they're open about it, right? Anyway, I also regularly send out very valuable content that will address certain needs of service-based entrepreneurs. And I do these lives, right? Based on the concerns I hear from my own clients and people I know personally. In this way, I'm able to make sure that I'm really adding value to my specific audience consistently. Okay. And I don't spend a lot of time. I don't do these every day. I'm not on social media all day, every day. I literally spend, when I was doing it myself, I spent about 2 hours a week. Okay. This is about 30 minutes, give or take, once a week. And then I have specific things that I used to do. Now I have somebody do it, and I just go through it and make sure it's good, and then she takes care of it. But anyway, it shouldn't take more than 2 hours a week for effective, efficient posting to get a flow of clients if your message is resonating like what I'm talking about here. Okay. But in this way, anyway, I am just able to make sure that I'm really adding value to my specific audience consistently, because you want to come across as genuinely ready and willing to help, right? And that you're not just in it for the money. Okay. And like I said, the money's great because it sustains me. It gives me the lifestyle I want. But for me, the satisfaction, I mean, I can make money doing anything, right? But the satisfaction and the fulfillment I get from helping people, from really truly helping people, and hearing people's winning and hearing them helping more people, and so on and so on, and how it's helping families, and how, my clients go from crying every night in the back room, worried that they're never going to pay their bills, to making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in a month, and going on trips and having, with their families, and running marathons and stuff like that. That's my client Shelly is an actual example. Like it's just so fulfilling and so satisfying. If I did, it's just, I could make money doing like Amazon FBA or whatever. And it's just like, it doesn't feel good, right? Like this feels so good, using my knowledge, using my wisdom, using my expertise to be able to genuinely help people is way better. It's like, I don't want to retire. People are, oh, when do you think you retire? I don't think I'll ever retire, because it's just so incredible. Okay. Makes sense. It's not just about the money. So anyway, when you're the real deal and you truly want to make an impact on people's lives, then they're going to know, because it comes across throughout your content and your general demeanor towards your audience, right? It doesn't mean that you're online 24/7 and available to be spoken to anytime. That's no fun, right? You got a life. But this just only means that you're delivering helpful information consistently, right? Like I said, 2 hours a week, there's a schedule, right? There's a way to do it where you're not burned out and just posting to post. It's very strategic, because you sincerely want to see people succeed in their own areas of expertise. Okay, does that make sense? So speaking of coming across as genuinely ready and willing to help, I want you to check out the link right after this. We're going to put it here in the comments for you to hear what my client Jem said in our Monday Q&A call. I have a regular call with my clients every Monday. If they've got any questions, they get to meet with me directly. We go deep on all kinds of stuff, but I'm gonna post the little recording of what she had to say about me. Okay. So anyway, I hope that this has been super helpful for you. If you want to know more about what it takes to consistently bring in premium clients into your business, okay, just type the word premium here in the comments, and I or someone from my team will get back to you with the DM. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. And again, I'm here every Thursday in the Business Growth Blueprint group on Facebook. And you can find this on YouTube too. And if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. But yeah, come and join me. Come and join me in the Facebook group, and join me on these lives every week at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays. I'm always giving some valuable information. So hopefully that was great. And thanks for joining me, and I will see you next week. Take care, guys.